Hi, it's me. Good morning, everybody. I figured stream in the morning at some point. I am quite the night owl, though, frankly. But as you may have noticed from the times of my live streams, I tend to prefer being awake at night because that way I can think more clearly. Hey, it's just not to your liking. Maybe my camera's just not for you. Maybe there's nothing wrong with my camera. It's just not for you. You can always change the channel if you don't like my camera, because it's the only camera I'm using right now. So that's your freedom of choice. If you want to send me a different camera, I might consider using it. But for right now, I'm going to use this camera. Um, because I'm still trying to figure out how this YouTube thing actually works. Frankly, I'm not the most knowledgeable of how this works. Um, but maybe I'll get a different camera at some point and figure if I can hook that up to YouTube live stream. But you might be wondering about this strange angle. Um, but it's that's just my particular brand of humor. Let's see. I'm gonna play you guys a song. That's why I came on here. Play you a song. I just want to do that. That's really the only reason. And of course, because honestly, every time this song gets streamed, especially on YouTube, I get paid. So I need to get paid, you guys. That is the truth. I am not Donald Trump. Um, I don't not need to get paid. I need to get paid. Yeah, it's a song that I produced. Hold on, I'm trying to load it here. It's very slow. Maybe I can use that. No, to load the song that I'm trying to play, or that. I'll just use this. I'll just give me a minute. So yeah, song. You guys know I'm a musician, right? I'm a songwriter, composer, author, and producer of music, and a performer and recording artist as well. That's what I've done with a large portion of my life. As you may also know, I do other things because being a author, and performer of music is not always a good way to make a living. So, in fact, sometimes it's a very terrible way to make a living. I would actively discourage anyone from pursuing it as a sole means of making a living because the industry is, let me tell you, the music industry is full of liars, cheats, thieves, people who don't care about your rights, who just want to exploit you, especially if you're younger. Yeah, degenerates, as my wife just pointed out, it's full of people who want to just exploit others in any way they possibly can and not really fairly compensate anybody. So I would caution anybody to stay away from the music industry. I'm not saying don't make music, but I'm saying, the corporate music world, especially, is just, it's an appalling place to be. And as someone who has experienced working a long time ago in the corporate music world, um, I would say just stay the heck away from it. I'm glad I'm no longer part of it, and I'm glad that my music was never really part of it. I was only working inside the music industry. I was not contracted as an artist to any major company. Fortunately, I stayed away from that. Yeah, as famous Julio says there, be your own boss. Other things to do. You don't want to just think that, it's naive, honestly, to think that you could pursue music as an independent artist and be at all uh, consider it a way to be successful. It's just the chances of that happening are very slim and requires for that to happen, the industry really needs to change the way it does things to allow that to happen. And they need to be made to change the way they do things by some very heavy handed legislation, frankly, and enforcement of that legislation. Um, I don't see anybody doing that, but maybe that day will come, you guys. Maybe, huh? So if you're planning on doing music or anything, try to learn how to do something else as well. Like, like I learned how to do carpentry and build things, build houses, build skyscrapers, build, you know, you name it. I learned how to build things. Um, and then after that, I learned how to do other things as well. So it helps to know how to do other things so you don't have to be controlled by anybody. Don't let anybody control you. All right. That's what the music industry tries to do. But anyway, I'm not going to lecture you guys anymore about the music industry. I assume everybody in here is an adult. So you guys have your own free will, but always be informed before making any decisions like that with your life. Here's a track that I produced for my band, Young Astronauts Club. It's called A Friend is Just an Enemy Who Stabs You. From our album, Music from the End of the World. This is a live version and a remix of a live version. So check it out. See if I can get it to be louder. Hold on just a sec, you guys. Okay, so I hope you guys like that tune. That was a song by my band Young Astronauts Club. You can check us out on youngastronautsclub.com. You can also just search for Young Astronauts Club in the YouTube search. And there are many, many albums worth of music that we've produced and recorded over the years, starting all the way back in 1995. And we existed before that in various forms, starting really in about 1990 when I was really just a kid, literally a kid, about 14, 13, 15, those ages. So, yeah, check it out. Thank you for listening. You could, yeah, no, I'm not an alien. Static. Yeah. Okay. Sounds like robots. Well, yeah. I mean, we are the robots.